Welcome back, everybody. Aga Swiecki here from SKG. And today we're going to focus on the difference between the victim mindset or mentality and empowered mindset or mentality. So before we jump into this, which is, by the way, this is one of the perfect subjects for 2021, for every day, really. But before we talk about the difference between the victim mindset and the empowered mindset, I want to make two things clear. Number one, no one consciously chooses to be a victim. No one chooses to have a victim mindset, right? And number two, it's important to disassociate yourself from that habit or that pattern. It is a pattern, it's not you. So I might have a tendency to have a victim mentality here and there, right? Because you can do it a lot or you can do it a little bit. It actually comes out in the language you use, so you can assess it. But you could be totally confident, empowered person on an everyday basis, and every now and then you might get into the victim mentality. It happens to all of us. We're human, so no one is immune to it. And you can snap out of it or not. It's important to remember, though, it is a pattern. It's not you. And thirdly, also, it's something that sometimes feels good, because when you are, every now and then, when you're in a victim mentality, you might get a little bit more compassion and empathy from people, right? So some of your other human basic emotional needs might be satisfied just because you're a victim mentality. And that's even more important, to catch yourself when it happens so that you can shift that and change that and snap out of that. So let's get to it. Victim mindset, and what does it sound like? So a lot of times, if you're thinking about having victim mentality, it comes off through language that you use. For example, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? This is not my fault. I didn't have a choice. Always and never, right? I didn't have a choice, and always and never. It always happens to me. It never happens to me. So your language actually tells you, I'm giving away my power. It's not my choice. Things are happening to me from the outside in, and I'm just this little human who doesn't have a choice. That's what it sounds like, right? So language is super important. So remember too, that mentality, number one, makes excuses, right? Instead of focusing on possibility, focuses on making excuses. It is a lot of blaming, right? Because it's power is outside of you, not inside of you. And then focuses on limitations. Now, when you look at the empowered mindset, which is on the opposite side of the scale, is an empowered person will ask questions such as, what can I learn from this? If this is happening to me, what is this trying to teach me? What's the lesson here? And then also, what can I do better next time? What's the fix? How can I be more creative? How can I be better? How can I communicate better? How can I connect better? Whatever it may be. But that person comes from a place of, I'm already thinking future. Yes, this happened. Maybe I'm not happy with what happened. Maybe I'm not proud of it. Maybe it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. But hey, this is an opportunity for me to fix it, to make it better, to learn something from it, to grow and expand. And if this situation happens in the future, I'll be prepared, right? Completely different. So focuses on solutions, not blaming and limitations and so on and so forth. Full responsibility for what has happened. Of course, it's not always your fault, but it's always your responsibility. So how can I be better next time? That's all I have control over. And then, of course, focused on potential, ideas, creativity, and possibility. So one is drilling on what happened and why did it happen to me, and let's think more about the problem itself, right? Versus the empowered mindset that focuses on the future, the creation, the ideas, the betterment of the process of the person. Very different mindsets. So, and remember, you can tell the same story in a way that's inspiring, uplifting, empowering, and you can tell the same story in a way that's disempowering, right? So we want to focus on the second. Now let's just quickly mention the language. So as I said before, if you don't know if it happens to you, I'm sure it does. It happens to all of us. But to pinpoint it, watch your language and see what you're saying. So things like, I should, I could, I would, versus I will and I can. right? Very different. And also, I have to. So make a list of all the things that you absolutely have to do today. I have to drop off my kids at school. I have to wear a mask. I have to get up early. I have to drive to the office. I have to go to work. And then take that list and change it into I get to. I get to wear a mask to keep myself and other people safe. I get to drop off my kids because I love spending time with them, and that's an extra 20 minutes, 30 minutes to be together. I get to go to work where other people might not have that privilege because the COVID situation wiped it out, right? So I get to, or I choose to, and I get to. That completely switches the way we look at things. And also, we stand more in our power. I am choosing to do these things. I am choosing, and this is a privilege and an opportunity rather than something that's happening to me from the outside in, and I don't have a choice, right? Two very different things. Language is super, super important. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys next time.